What's going on, JRD Nation? We are the Jump Rope Dudes. This is Dan. This is Brandon. And today we are interviewing the Crossrope Dudes.
So as you know, you guys always see us talking about our story of being in Colombia and starting to use Crossropes, but what you don't know is the background story of Crossrope. So today we're going to ask them 5 rapid-fire questions to just talk about how they got started, where they are today, what the future is for all of this jump rope community, and more about the product. So let's do it. This video and every single one of our videos is sponsored by the guys sitting across from the table from us. They make all the jump ropes. They are Crossrope. They are the best jump rope experience on the market. We always talk about this, especially if you're trying to lose weight. For 10% off, click the link below and or do the thing at checkout. 10% off. Yeah.
So before we get into these rapid fire questions, we want to get a little brief background on Crossrope, on the both of you. How did you get to where you are today? Sum it up in a couple minutes for us, guys.
All right, thanks, guys. Always good to come hang out here in LA. And I was a Navy pilot, and for me, I've always loved jumping. So I did jumping, sports, basketball, volleyball, track and field. And I became more and more obsessed with jump rope because of the challenge of using different ropes. And so while I was still in the Navy, I injured myself. And it was one of those kind of like, there's got to be a better way. I just wanted a better quality jump rope where you could change in different weights of ropes. And so that's what spurred the idea of cross-training with different weights of ropes, hence Crossrope. So this is a classic, out of my garage sort of thing. First version of the product was using nunchucks and fishing lure materials and just kind of crazy stuff like that. Early on, I knew that it was important to get the message out, and I'd start looking up jump rope on YouTube. And so, of course, the guy with the top jump rope video on YouTube was this guy. And in Bloom to Fit, that's right. And so we linked up early on through the internet and basically started, working together as strategic partners and doing challenges. And as the business started to grow, I was really interested to see who else was into the jump rope movement. And so I was searching for jump rope videos, found this base jump channel, I think it was, and saw that you had actually tried one of our products and had some nice things to say about it. Yes. So I figured that I'd reach out.
It was an orange rope with blue handles.
That's right. So I figured that I'd reach out and see if you guys were interested in partnering up as well. And so anyway, it's just interesting to retrace like the origin story from, out of my garage to growing and making these really cool connections that have got us to where we are today.
We all met on the internet is what this is about. Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah. Dave, why are you doing this?
That's a good question. And I think, when I was getting ready to leave my career in the Navy, that was a common question. You're going to leave a successful career to go sell jump ropes. It just seems kind of random. But I've always had a passion for fitness and specifically jumping. And the thing that I love about jump rope so much is that there's like this endless challenge mentality. Like there's always more that you can challenge yourself with weights and skills and intervals. And the more that I worked out, when I was traveling in the military and I've lived so many different places, it felt like I was always the only one in the gym or outside at the park jumping rope. And it was frustrating because I felt like everybody else was missing out. We know jumping rope is an effective exercise. It's a lot of fun. It's challenging. It works. And so that spurred this idea for how can I contribute in a way that's going to bring jump rope to more people, to kind of like share the love, I guess.
Yeah. Hey, what's up, guys? Thanks for including me in the interview. My name is Serge. Yeah, my name is Serge. Senior DJ, no vowels. Dave pretty much told the intro story. I jumped on board. We linked up in 2012. Started working together. jump rope pretty much didn't even exist at that time. I mean, I was just telling Dan, you search up jump rope. I mean, there are like 12 search results, so it's like it was nothing at the time. So it's been crazy to see it grow. And and the question of why are we doing this, I think having the opportunity to see the movement grow and impact so many lives. I mean, what do we got, like 70,000 people in our community right now? You guys got a ton of people in your community, and just seeing like people posting the transformations, the results, and at the end of the day, it's it's an amazing product, but people actually have to use it to see results. And we're trying to create they got to do the thing to see the results. And seeing the posts and seeing people talk about it and seeing it change their lives, I mean, I think for me that is what I keep coming back to. You meet so many people in this community, and so we know that the more people we can inspire to try jumping rope, I think the bigger it'll grow. So it works, and it's just fun to watch it grow. So for me, just the community, the people we get to meet on the inside, the people we get to work with, it's a lot of fun.
So one thing that our community is specifically very interested in is losing weight through jump rope. So I want to ask you, what do you think is the biggest barrier when people start jumping rope and starting this weight loss journey? Like, what do you see? You've seen so many people go through transformations, try to use the product. What's holding people back?
When it comes to losing weight, I think the biggest barrier is just getting that courage to get started. I think there's, especially in the jump rope scene, there's sometimes a bit of intimidation when you're using a tool that requires a little bit of skill and coordination. And we pay attention to that. We know that is an existing barrier for people, and we design, the product in a way to make it super easy for everyone to get started. Because we know the hardest part in the weight loss journey is just the first step. As soon as you get started, as soon as you see that this is something that, you can do, it's addicting, you start having a lot of fun, you start seeing results, and then it's just like a flow. So I'd say the barrier, definitely just that first step. And, for anyone listening, you just got to start. You just got to try. You'll fail at first a little bit, but that's where the community comes in. That's where the good product comes in. So for me, I'd say just take that first step.
I think the one thing that I would add is time comes at such a premium for people, and convenience. And so there are a lot of great fitness options out there for people, and they're not always convenient or fit into people's schedule. And so people ask me, why should I consider jumping rope? And then when they think about the fact that they can do it at home, outside, on the road, it's a portable fitness tool, and you don't need to invest a ton of time. I mean, for starters, I think you guys actually did a video where it's like just doing one jump or 5 jumps a day or something like that. Because the idea is that if you just get started with those couple jumps, you're going to be motivated to add a little bit more and a little bit more, and you can get really good results in a short period of time. So I think the time and the convenience is a big barrier for most people when it comes to weight loss. And I get it. It's a real issue. But we feel that jumping rope and Crossrope is a great way to help people kind of not worry as much about that.
Now, Dave, Serge, obviously, we love your guys' products. We use them all the time. Why do they cost so much? Why do they cost so much?
Yeah, so it's one of those questions that I think, like, when we first got asked, when you start a business, and first of all, you realize how difficult and expensive it is to make things in the first place if you want to make them quality. My first thing is like this fear factor. When I launched it years ago, where it's like, oh my gosh, I'm gonna have to like charge this much, and what are people gonna think, or else I'm gonna go out of business. And that's what people don't understand. Like, in a good product, in order for it to work, it needs to be priced in such a way that it's delivering great value to the people that we're trying to serve, but is viable, so that all those people involved at every step of the way of getting the product there, delivering the message about the product, knows it. And so the first thing is that fortunately, we have so many people in our communities that have used it and have only great things to say about the quality. And you do have to pay for quality. I mean, these aren't cheap components. The second piece of it is that it's not just a jump rope. So you can go out and you can get, a cheap jump rope. And as we all say, like, that's great, right? Better be jumping with any rope than no rope at all. But all the systems are interchangeable, and there's a lot of value from being able to train with different weights of ropes. And there's a lot of value in terms of the content, the style of workouts, the benefits for the overall fitness goal of weight loss. And so I think you guys say it, like, if you want the best jump rope for weight loss, get a Crossrope, because training with different weights of ropes is going to help you achieve that goal. And when you look at what people are willing to pay to lose weight, oftentimes it's a lot more than what the jump rope costs. And so I think when people start thinking about it as an investment in their overall fitness and weight loss, they realize that this is so much more than just a jump rope, and it's worth the investment. And guess what? If they don't feel that way, they can send it back, for a full refund. So we want to make sure that nobody that tries it out is taking on any risk of their own.
All right. So you guys been doing this for what, 6-7 years now, plus or minus? What has been your favorite memory or the most special part of the journey so far?
Oh man, there have been so many cool memories. I guess I'd have to say just, going back to, 2015. We linked up first in 2012. We were kind of internet friends, always emailing back and forth and working together. Did a couple trade shows together, but for me, just kind of, taking the leap, leaving everything I was doing back then to join Dave at the time when it was still really small. And it's a cool memory because I had to give up a lot to, take this challenge on, and just seeing it, grow and evolve and adding new people to the team and, growing this little Crossrope family. Like, it's been an amazing ride for sure. So I think just going back to where it started, taking that leap in 2015, I'd say that was definitely my favorite Crossrope memory.
Can I do 2, or is that cheating? I'll keep it quick.
1A, 1B.
1A, 1B. The first one, I think from the business side, it was when I transitioned out of the military to do this full time, because I think as all of us know, it's like nerve-wracking. And I had the advantage of being able to grow it part-time. So, and I enjoyed my time, in my previous career. But being able to make that jump and just kind of continue on the path since then, the day that I got out was just a sense of like accomplishment and freedom of really doing what I'm most passionate about. But I think, the 1B part of it is, early on, we had our first, what I call like Crossrope super fan, and his name was Ricardo. And he'd be this guy in the community that he liked every single post. He used all these like crazy emojis and made the most comments. And we reached out to him to ask what his story was, and we did like a spotlight on him, kind of like what you guys, not nearly as well as what you guys are doing now on YouTube, but we did these blog versions of it. And I think what like resonated with me and stuck with me so much is that he said because he had lost so much weight, he could now drop his daughter off at school because she wasn't embarrassed of him anymore. And like, I'm not like one of those like overly emotional type people, but just, now with kids and thinking through what that must have been like for him, it just like, I will never forget that, because he was just so involved and enthusiastic. And I think at the end of the day, it brings it home, like the whole why. Yeah, it's great that I love it, but there's like real stories and real people that are benefiting in life-changing ways. So that's kind of another highlight for me.
All right, so what's the future of Crossrope?
I think it was one of those things where when you start out and you don't have, like, a lot of times in business and fast-growing business, it's everybody asks, like, what's your exit plan? Like there's this sort of, end of the story kind of thing. And what really stuck with me is as we started talking more and more about this movement and the growth and the long-term vision. And so, the future, we're going to continue to innovate, not just on the product front, but the experience front, and looking for everyone that we can kind of team up with to just sort of get jumping rope the respect it deserves, because I think it's very much in line with people's mindset about how this fits into their big life picture, kind of like the lifestyle element of it. And so, I see in the next, 2, 3, 5, 10 years, jumping rope just being a very prominent way, almost kind of a no-brainer. People have their iPhones and people have their laptops and people have their jump ropes, because it's just something that you have because it just makes sense. No matter what you like to do, this is something that's good for your body, mind, and spirit, and it's portable and it's convenient and it works. And so I think everything associated with that vision and our relationship with you guys and growing the movement to make it as big as possible is what gets us excited on a daily basis.
When I think back to the jump rope scene in 2010, 2012, and when I see where it is now and how far we've taken it, and the future for not just Crossrope but just jump rope in general for me is when jump rope is kind of viewed at the same level as all these other fitness experiences. So for someone who's needs to lose weight or wants to lose weight and is searching for solutions, the jump rope is right there. It's an option. They're aware of it. They know that it can work, and they're not questioning it. They're not thinking about whether all the elements in terms of the challenges and barriers, right? They've seen that it's everywhere, right? You said, Dave, it's in the hands of so many people. So for me, we're just working towards getting as many jump ropes into the hands of as many people so that they inspire others, and they make it obvious that this is a viable fitness solution. It's a viable weight loss solution. So that's what we're kind of building towards. We're trying to build the community, build the movement, make it as fun and as convenient as possible, just so more people are aware that this is a viable solution. So that's for me kind of where I want to see jump ropes kind of get to over the next few years.
I want to know if you guys have any top secret plans in the works that you can share with the community. If not, that's completely cool. But we're always pumped on seeing what you guys have next. If there's anything that you can tell people or get people hyped on.
We've got a lot of top secret stuff going on. Just thinking about what I can share. I'd say anyone in the, at least in the Crossrope community who's been using our app has definitely seen a lot of updates, a lot of, new releases coming through, and we're really putting in a lot of effort in that area because we really want to deliver, a very unique experience through the app. And so I'm not going to share anything specific, but a lot of time and effort is being spent on creating a really fun and cool, workout experience and challenge experience through the phone. Because that way we really want to empower people to just be able to take their workouts and their challenges anywhere, right? And be able to interact with other people in the community. So part of kind of not necessarily top secret, but we're just putting a lot of effort into the app, and so people can get the experience right through their phone. And I think that's going to be a really it's going to be really cool, I think, when it gets to the vision we have for it.
Yeah, there's nothing I think major mind blowing. We're not going to do we're not going to do a ropeless jump rope. So if anybody was hoping for that, it's not in the plans right now. We're less worried about kind of the top secret mentality than we are with the belief that through kind of creative brainstorming, we and that's part of the reason why we're here visiting you guys, obviously, is we can just come up with new and different and interesting ways of delivering the experiences, even if a lot of the stuff about the product is the same, so that it's more enticing for people. You know, I think that's like the big challenge, and it's not a secret, but just one of those things that we'll be really focusing on internally and with you guys, is just what are all the little things to help people get over those barriers, and how can we make the workout experience that much better? How can we inspire people that much more? You know, so, you know, if somebody was expecting like, you know, like a laser jump rope, or, you know, a fusion powered, you know, self-spinning jump rope, there's none of that yet, but I don't know, maybe in 5-10 years.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much, JRD Nation, for joining us today. We hope that you found this interview helpful. And also, we want to thank the Crossrope dudes for coming out to LA and doing this interview with us. Pound it, fist bumps. Fist bumps all around. Fist bumps all around. Yeah, if you guys like this video, please give it a thumbs up below, followed by a subscribe to continue receiving more information to help you jump rope, get lean, and live more. I'm Dan Whitmer. That's Brendan Epstein. That's Dave Hunt. That's Senior DJ. No way. Wait, how do you say your Popovich, right? So there. Nice.
There we go.
See you guys.
Crossrope. Link in the description.